In this video, we'll dive into the latest transfer rumors, Cristiano Ronaldo's message to Rasmus Hojlund GOAT, a £70 million star linked to United directed, and a huge injury boost for the Red Devils' flexed biceps. Stay tuned for all the exciting updates from Old Trafford. Man United news, top transfer target emerges as Cristiano Ronaldo sends Rasmus Hojlund message. Manchester United have endured a disappointing season so far, but they could rescue their campaign if they can win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League. Manchester United are gearing up for the business end of their season during the international break. The Red Devils only have 9 Premier League games left to play, but Ruben Amorim's primary focus will be the Europa League. If United can win the tournament, then they will qualify for next season's Champions League, and they are set to take on League One side Lyon in the quarterfinals next month, with a semi-final clash against either Rangers or Athletic Bilbao potentially awaiting them. And United have also started planning for the summer transfer window, with Amorim hoping to bring in more players who fit his system following the additions of Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven in the January transfer window. The report states that United are ready to fork out more than £50 million for the 22-year-old who has impressed during his time at Goodison Park. United's attempts to sign Branthwaite last summer fell short, with Everton holding out for £70 million. While the defender is said to be open to a move to Old Trafford, it is claimed he wants to move to a team in the Champions League so he can further his international ambitions. And United could still qualify for the tournament if they win the Europa League. Ronaldo sends Hojlund message. Cristiano Ronaldo sent a warning to Rasmus Hojlund and Denmark after the United striker copied his celebration when he scored a late winner against Portugal. The two sides met in the first leg of their Nations League quarter-final clash on Thursday, and Hojlund mimicked Ronaldo's trademark celebration after netting the winning goal. Ronaldo, though, remains fully focused on the second leg, which takes place in Lisbon. "We have 90 minutes to turn around," Ronaldo wrote in Portuguese in a post on Instagram. He then sent a warning to Denmark, adding, "Roll on Portugal." Sancho can't stay at Chelsea. Chelsea have been warned against making Jadon Sancho's loan move permanent by former star William Gallas. Sancho joined Chelsea on loan from United last summer, and while the Blues do have an obligation to sign the winger for up to £25 million, they are understood to be able to pay the Red Devils a fee to get out of it. And Gallas believes Chelsea should do just that, telling Stadium Astro, "He's a talented player, everybody knows this, but we don't know why he can't perform and can't show what he can do. I don't know what the problem is, but at the moment he can't stay at Chelsea because he has to do more." Club have option to sign Manchester United star for just £40 million. Aston Villa can reportedly sign Marcus Rashford permanently from Manchester United for just £40 million this summer. The England international left Man United to join Villa on loan in January, and he started brightly for Unai Emery's side. Things ended badly for Rashford at United, despite him being a star player for the Red Devils for so many years prior to that. Marcus Rashford transfer makes sense for Aston Villa. Rashford might be a bit of a gamble for some bigger clubs, but Villa looks like just the right stage for him at the moment. Emery has clearly done a good job at helping the player focus and get back to his best, so this seems like a deal that would benefit all parties involved. United, however, might look back at this one day and wonder if they could have got more money out of the England international sale. If Rashford gets back to his very best and helps Villa continue to compete for a place in the top 4, then they'll surely feel they got a bit of a bargain at just £40 million. MUFC don't have much choice, though, as they will probably argue that they needed to get this player off their books after his recent struggles at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim gets major injury boost as Man United star avoids long layoff. Aiden Heaven picked up what looked like a worrying injury during Manchester United's 3-0 win against Leicester, but the defender could be back in action after the international break. Manchester United star Aiden Heaven has avoided a major injury despite being stretchered off last weekend. The former Arsenal youngster was in some discomfort after hurting himself in the Red Devils' 3-0 win against Leicester. As he attempted to clear a ball at the back post, he crumpled in pain off the pitch after twisting awkwardly and immediately called for treatment. Heaven was eventually carried off the pitch on a stretcher after receiving treatment for several minutes. The 18-year-old was spotted leaving the King Power Stadium in a protective boot, sparking fears that he could be sidelined for a significant period of time. But a new update has emerged on Heaven's welfare, and it's good news for the Red Devils. According to the Manchester Evening News, Heaven has escaped serious injury. and he is now out of the protective boot he donned after getting hurt and even has a chance of returning to training after the current international break. Ruben Amorim's side are not back in action until April 1st, their next game being against Champions League-chasing Nottingham Forest, giving Heaven plenty of time to recover before then. Taking to Instagram earlier this week, the defender wrote, "Thank you guys for all the support. I have read all your messages and I'm doing really well and recovering fast." Amorim has been full of praise for Heaven's performances so far this season. Speaking after his outing versus Leicester, he said, "Yeah, he already did that, showed promise against Arsenal and today and against Real Sociedad. Today was for me the most difficult game for him because he plays so well against Real Sociedad and we expect always for these young kids to relax a little bit. But he was so focused and he played quite well, so let's hope for the best." Heaven joined United from Arsenal in the January transfer window for an undisclosed compensation fee thought to be in excess of £1 million. He penned a 4.5-year deal at Old Trafford and the centre-back has since gone on to make 4 senior appearances for the club. The news that he could be back sooner rather than later will be welcome for United, who have been going through somewhat of a defensive injury crisis over recent weeks. Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo, Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire are all sidelined with their own issues. January signing Patrick Dorgu has also been serving a suspension after being sent off against Ipswich. But he too will be free to return against Forest after the international break. Manchester United want to sign £70 million star from Premier League rivals this summer. He can unlock Kobbie Mainoo. Manchester United are reportedly looking to sign a £70 rated Premier League player this summer who could be the answer to Ruben Amorim's Kobbie Mainoo problem. Manchester United are expected to make midfield reinforcements a top priority this summer as Ruben Amorim aims to fix the team's ongoing problems in the middle of the park. A lack of creativity has been a recurring theme throughout the season, with United often struggling to break down opponents and rarely scoring more than once in a game. Their form at Old Trafford has only added to the growing concerns over midfield control and consistency. The club allowed several players to leave on loan last month, including Antony to Real Betis, Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa, and Ethan Wheatley to Walsall for the remainder of the campaign. Further departures are expected at the end of the season, with Christian Eriksen out of contract and Casemiro no longer seen as part of the club's long-term plans. As a result, United are preparing for a busy summer in the transfer market, targeting midfielders who align with Amorim's philosophy and can bring renewed energy, balance, and creativity to the squad. United interest in Wharton is growing. Earlier this year, news broke that United were eyeing a potential move for Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton, who has impressed since he signed for the London-based club last season. According to a fresh report from Team Talk, United are said to be one of 2 clubs building up to launch a bid for the 21-year-old this summer amid the potential departure of Casemiro. Amorim's team are said to be tracking Wharton alongside crosstown rivals Manchester City and view him as a player who could develop into the next Declan Rice, who United famously missed out on 2 years ago. Manchester United are reportedly looking to sign a £70 rated Premier League player this summer who could be the answer to Ruben Amorim's Kobbie Mainoo problem. Manchester United are expected to make midfield reinforcements a top priority this summer as Ruben Amorim aims to fix the team's ongoing problems in the middle of the park. A lack of creativity has been a recurring theme throughout the season, with United often struggling to break down opponents and rarely scoring more than once in a game. Their form at Old Trafford has only added to the growing concerns over midfield control and consistency. The club allowed several players to leave on loan last month, including Antony to Real Betis, Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa, and Ethan Wheatley to Walsall for the remainder of the campaign. Further departures are expected at the end of the season, with Christian Eriksen out of contract and Casemiro no longer seen as part of the club's long-term plans. As a result, United are preparing for a busy summer in the transfer market, targeting midfielders who align with Amorim's philosophy.